From TWE to DT Dub, we have seen many matches and also many pay-per-views. We've seen the Royal Rumble making its appearance in 2015, as well as TWE Mania 1 in 2017, and much more. But something not necessarily talked about a lot with TWE and DT Dub is that there were hyped matches that actually never happened. In today's video, we will simply be going over every single video, or most of them, that were supposed to happen and never did. A very interesting pay-per-view event that was kinda talked about just a little bit around the channel. TWE Mania 2, the pay-per-view event that was very hyped, of course didn't happen. But it was supposed to include interesting matches, such as the Masked Warrior versus Killer Clown for the Intercontinental Championship, a very simple one-on-one original match between Rage and Scream, not necessarily anything new there, but a more interesting match would have been the one, Nick versus Rajichi, which most people were probably going to be hyped for. Now I can't necessarily say what happens in all these matches, like everything, but I could just say that an interruption would have happened between the Masked Warrior and Killer Clown. The match was supposed to be normal, Rage versus Scream, pretty straight up normal match, but the most interesting one, Nick versus Rajichi, would have been a streak versus end career, and a little bit of a hardcore match with Angelo being the special guest referee. Apparently, these videos didn't make it on the channel because of something with the plans, thus these hyped matches never happened. I will say something really quick. 2 of the matches were actually recorded. I just won't say which one wasn't. But yeah, TWE Mania 2 pay-per-view event, hyped, once again, didn't happen. When it came to DT Dub, everyone probably guessed that when it came to Luke the Master Reborn and Nick, the feud was building up heavenly. With Nick being an undefeated wrestler and Luke the Master Reborn also being undefeated, going on a small undefeated streak and also interrupting Nick's match with Red Devil, this brought the feud up in flames. Nick and Luke the Master Reborn were having probably one of the biggest feuds ever in DT Dub, or should I say would have been. They would have been in one of the matches of Days of Destruction 2, which would have involved Nick versus Luke the Master Reborn in a very extreme and hardcore match, which there probably would have also been the most bloodiest match ever in DT Dub history. But then of course, the match didn't happen due to the plans not following, so this hyped match, once again, sadly did not happen. But like I said, if it did happen, it would have been probably the most hardcore and bloodiest match of all time. A new pay-per-view to DT Dub that was never talked about around the YouTube channel or TWE in general, just between me and Lloyd. Spartans and Droids was supposed to be a hyped pay-per-view because it was supposed to be the first ever 3 versus 3 match, which would have featured Team Nick versus Team Ghost, with Team Nick having himself, Luke the Master Reborn, and the Masked Warrior. A simple Team TWE versus Team DT Dub, with Team Ghost having Ghost, Dark Crimson, and Red Devil. Now the reason why this was supposed to be hyped is because Luke the Master Reborn and Ghost were to have an altercation. This pay-per-view event would have explained their feud a lot much better, but it was a letdown, so it never happened. So there you have it, a few pay-per-views and an important match that were supposed to be hyped, but never happened. We went from TWE Mania 2 to a very hardcore match with Luke the Master Reborn and Nick, to then a very new pay-per-view, which would have been a 3 versus 3 team on another team. Now nobody ever knows what will happen with these matches, nobody knows what would have happened, but just keep in mind, maybe sometime in the future, they will happen. If not, we could all hope what would happen. These matches would have been good, very great, and would have sparked something in the TWE history. Nonetheless, that's it for today's video, and this is the last Under the Trampoline Wrestling video of the year. So thanks for watching. If you'd like to see more, feel free to subscribe. Peace.